Hello friends, I am Sunil Desai and welcome to Galaxy Online Learning, a division of Galaxy Tutorials. So friends, today I am going to take another chapter of History, State Board, 10th Standard State Board History, chapter number 5, Mass Media, and we are going to study Mass Media and History. Okay, but before that, I will ask you to subscribe. Those who have not yet subscribe to our channel Galaxy Online Learning, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notifications of each and every lecture which we upload on YouTube. Okay, so today now we are going to study chapter number 5 of your State Board and State Board, Mass Media and History. Now, what is mass media? Mass media is made up of two words. One is mass and other is media. The mass means what? Mass means a gathering, a collection of a large number of people. Okay? And media means communication. Means communicating to a large number of people. That is mass communication. Right? So mass communication is mass media. Okay, see, with the advancement of technology, today we can communicate to people who are very far. Okay, it's very easy. Previously, what used to be there used to be a crier running down the street with a drum. He used to beat the drum, and then he used to cry, shout about the orders which the king has proclaimed. And then they used to spread around in the town or in the city, in the town, the villages by word of mouth. Okay, so first let us study the history of mass media. See, in India, printing technology and newspapers came only after the advent of the British. Before the British came, there were no newspapers. There were no printing technology. Only after the Britishers came to India, newspapers, the printing technology, the print media came. Okay, people started receiving print news through newspapers only afterwards. Okay, newspapers therefore became the first mass medium of communication, of circulating information and knowledge among people. So let us study. So the first mass media is newspaper. So now let us study about the newspapers. So what's a newspaper? Newspaper is a publication which mainly prints news, editorials. Editorials are the views of the editor on a particular topic which is very relevant. Okay, you find that if you read a newspaper, mostly on the fourth page, on the left hand column is the editorial, that is the views of the editor. Then the people's opinions you find, then you find entertaining or other supplementary content. Okay, nowadays you have advertisements, it is printed, and this newspaper is printed and distributed regularly at a definite time. There are morning newspapers which reach your place, or you get them in the morning. Then you have the evening newspapers which are available after afternoon. Okay, so these newspapers, they provide local, national and international news. So you can use these newspapers as an historical document because they print current events. So these current events later on become history after a few years. So you can use these newspapers as historical documents. Look, let us see the precursors of newspapers. See, what was there before the newspapers came? How news were information, knowledge was spread. Okay, before the beginning of the common era, there was a custom in Egypt of placing inscription with royal decrees, that is the king's orders, at public place. Okay, what used to do? They used to do in Egypt? They used to inscribe the order of the king, and they used to place those inscriptions in public places. In fact, Emperor Ashoka also resorted to the similar method to reach out to the. So what you find is that on the stupas which Ashoka built, there are inscriptions. There used to be inscriptions of the king's orders, so that the people could know what is the order of the king. Okay, and they should follow them. In the Roman Empire, royal decrees were written on papers, and those were distributed in all regions. Okay, in the Roman Empire, what they used to do? They used to print on newspapers, and then they used to distribute throughout the empire. They also contained information of various events taking place in the nation and its capital. Okay. Now, during Julius Caesar's reign, newspapers known as Acta Diurna. What does it mean? It means acts of every day, Acta Diurna, used to be placed at public places in Rome. Newspapers used to be placed at public places, so people can check on it, read those newspapers and get the information. It was a very effective way of conveying royal commands to the people. Royal command is the king's commands to the people. In the 7th century CE, royal dictates were distributed among people at public places. In England, handouts used to be distributed occasionally, giving information about wars or important events. Handouts, you know very well, the handbills, and mostly you see for advertisement these are used nowadays. Okay, so in British at that time they used to write the information on such handbills and used to distribute it. Travelers arriving from far away would add spice to stories from those places and narrate it to the people. Those travelers, foreign travelers, when they used to come from different places, naturally a story, when it goes from one person to another, spice is always added to it. Okay? The ambassadors of a king posted at various places would send back important news to the royal court. The ambassadors of the king, which were present in the different kingdoms, they used to send information from that kingdom, to the king. Okay? Now, let us see the first newspaper of India. The first English newspaper of India was printed on 29th of January 1780. Remember the date. First newspaper in India, the English newspaper, was printed in 29 January 1780. It was named as the Calcutta General Advertiser, or it was also called as the Bengal Gazette, and it was started by James Augustus Hickey, an Irish gentleman. Okay, so that was the first newspaper of India. Then Darpan, the newspaper Darpan, the first vernacular newspaper, okay, was started in 1832 in Mumbai. The first vernacular newspaper was started in 1832 in Mumbai by the name Darpan, and it was the editor of that Bal Shastri Jambekar. So Bal Shastri Jambekar started the first newspaper in Marathi in Mumbai in 1832, and that was the reason why Bal Shastri Jambekar is called as the first editor, because his newspaper was the first newspaper. Okay, so that is why his birthday, that is 6th of January, is observed as the Patrakar Day in Maharashtra. Patrakar means journalist. Okay, so the 6th of January is observed in Maharashtra as the Patrakar Day or the Journalist Day. The news printed in Darpan can be reviewed to know about the political, economical, social and cultural events of those times. So if you go through the copies of Darpan, older copies of Darpan, you will find that it contains news about political, economical, social and cultural events of those times. They have given us some headlines, so you could see for yourself whether what they have written is right or wrong. See, the titles will read something like this. First title: the accounts of expenditure from the 3 administrative divisions of the East India Company. Okay, so they have given the accounts of expenditure in the newspaper of the East India Company of the 3 different divisions. Then the second headline reads in another day: danger of Russian attack on the nation. Then there is one more headline: appointment of a committee for cleanliness of the city. Then there is headline: remarriage of Hindu widows. The inception of theatre at Calcutta. Achievements of Raja Ram Mohan Roy in England. So all different social, political, economical, all issues were depicted, were printed in this paper Darpan. Okay. So reporting of such news throws light on the various historical events of those days. Now, Bhau Mahajan started another newspaper called Prabhakar. Okay. The history of the French Revolution and Shatapatre means 100 letters written by Lokahitwadi. Who is Lokahitwadi? Gopal Hari Deshmukh is called as the Lokahitwadi. He was a social, he wanted to do social changes in the society. Okay. He wanted to create, in this Shatapatre, you see, he is trying to create social awareness among the people. On this Shatapatre, to create social awareness of the people, as well as the French Revolution, to make people believe that they can rule the country. The French Revolution, they could understand the importance of liberty. Okay, all this were published in this newspaper started by Bhau Mahajan, and the name of the newspaper is Prabhakar. Then Jnanoday. Jnanoday printed the map of Asia in 1842. Okay, Jnanoday, a newspaper, printed the map of Asia in 1842 and the map of Europe in 1851. So the honor of printing an illustration in an Indian newspaper for the first time goes to Jnanoday. The news of installation of telegraph used for electronically transmitting a news can be seen in Jnanoday. Okay. The news of the starting of railways in India was printed in Jnanoday under the title Chakya Masoba, means Masoba on wheels. Okay. So it had also printed the news of the Indian War of Independence of 1857. So the newspapers in those times were a very important medium of creating social awareness. So they were not just giving news. The newspapers of that time didn't only give news, but they made use of their newspapers to create social awareness, okay, to bring up upliftment of the society. A newspaper named Hindu Prakash supported widow remarriage, which was not allowed at that time. Okay. Dinabandhu, a newspaper representing the masses of the Indian society, that is the Bahujan Samaj, that is the majority, was started by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule's very close associate Krishnarao Bhalekar. We get to know about the issues relating to the masses through his newspapers. Then comes Kesari and the Maratha. Kesari and the Maratha are two newspapers which are indicative of an important stage, which are indicative of an important stage in the history of Indian newspapers. These two newspapers started by Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Gopal Ganesh Agarkar in 1881 when they were started Kesari and Maratha in 1881 by whom? Gopal Ganesh Agarkar and Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak. They spoke about the social and political issues of that period. Okay. The Kesari began to publish articles about the nationwide situation of that time, about the nationalist movement. Books, they started writing articles about books in the native languages, advertising this book, what is written in this book, so that the people should get aware of this book and start reading, okay, getting knowledge, more and more knowledge. And he also started writing about the politics which was there in England, okay, politics in England, because though we were a colony of the Britishers, there in Britain at that time was democracy, okay, so it was a people's rule. In the 21st century, newspapers have continued to fulfill an important role. Okay, so till today, they are fulfilling an important role in newspapers. That's why they are also called as the fourth pillar or the fourth column of democracy. After the newspapers come the how we communicate is through magazines and journals. Now, what are magazines and journals? These are periodical publications. Periodical publications means they are not published every day, but some are published weekly, every 7 days, some fortnightly, some after a month, monthly, some after 3 months, okay, some after 2 months. 3 months are called quarterlies, after 2 months bi-monthlies, then you have the 6 monthlies, some are published once in a year, okay, like the Diwali magazines, okay, once in a year during Diwali time. So these are called annuals. There may be some chronicles which are published at no fixed time. Okay. Bal Shastri Jambekar, who was the first editor, started the first monthly magazine in Marathi. So he started the first Marathi newspaper, Darpan, as well as the first Marathi magazine. It was named Dikdarshan. Among the periodicals, Pragati, now a defunct journal, which is not functioning now, was started in 1929 and edited by Trambak Shankar Shizvalkar. Okay, Pragati journal was started by Trambak Shankar Shizvalkar. He wrote regularly in this historiographical journal of Maharashtra's history. So, Pragati, what do you find in Pragati? The history of Maharashtra and its social movements. Currently, there are many periodicals devoted to Indian history. Marathi journals such as the Bharatiya Itihas and Sanskriti and Marathwada Itihas Parishad Patrika may be cited as examples. These are the journals currently, okay, which have been published. Now, after the print media, let us come to the electronic or digital journalism. These are ultra-modern periodicals, form a part of electronic and digital journalism. History is a prime subject of interest for these periodicals as well. Many web news, portals, social media, web channels, YouTube, etc. make historical content available to the audience and readers. Okay, you can go to the net and get so much information of what had happened in the past through these different social sites, through the net. Now, electronic and digital journalism. The first one is radio. The Indian Broadcasting Company, that is the IBC, a private radio company, was the first one to broadcast daily programs. So, IBC, the Indian Broadcast Company, was the first one to broadcast daily programs. Later, the same company was taken over by the British government and named as the Indian State Broadcasting Service, ISBS. Indian State Broadcasting Service. On 8th of June 1936, it was renamed as All India Radio. Okay, All India Radio, that is AIR. After independence, AIR, that is the All India Radio, became an integral part of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Initially, it broadcasted governmental programs and schemes. Previously, it only broadcasted government programs, government schemes. It was named as Akashvani on the suggestion of the famous poet Pandit Narendra Sharma. This All India Radio was called as Akashvani, and this name was suggested by the famous poet Pandit Narendra Sharma. Akashvani broadcast various entertainment, awareness creating and literary programs. It also broadcasts special programs for farmers, special program for workers, special program for the youth, special program for women. Okay, the Vivid Bharati programs are broadcasted in 24 regional languages as well as 146 dialects of Indian languages. Okay, lately various news channels like Radio Mirchi are providing radio services, FM radios. Okay. In the British India, the first English news bulletin was broadcasted on 23rd of July 1927 from the Mumbai radio station. Okay, the first news bulletin was broadcasted on 23rd July 1927 from All India Radio, Mumbai. Later, the Kolkata radio station of the IBC started a news bulletin in Bengali. Okay. After radio, the next media channel was television. The Delhi Doordarshan Center was inaugurated by Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first Indian president. Doordarshan's Mumbai Center began to telecast programs on 1st May 1972. Color television was introduced on 15th of August 1982. In 1991, the Indian government granted permissions to private channels, national as well as international. Okay. So today, what you see the different channels on India on the television is because of this permission given by the government of India in 1991. Okay. So now it is possible for us to watch international events on television. Now, why do we need this mass media? Why do we need to communicate with people? We need mass media to facilitate free flow of information to all strata of the society, so that each and every one in the society gets information, gets knowledge. Editorials, various columns and supplements are essential parts of newspapers. Readers also ensure of a platform to voice their opinions. So, those readers of the newspaper, they can write a letter to the editor and voice their opinion regarding a certain social thing. So, newspapers can help in making the democracy stronger. Television is an audiovisual medium. You can hear as well as you can see. It was possible for this medium to cross the inherent limitations of newspapers and the radio and show the actual visuals of the event to people. So newspapers you could only read what had happened at a particular event, but because of television, what is happening, because of electronic media, what's happening, that we can not only read, now today we don't have to read, we can see that event. we can hear actually what someone is doing, or see what actually someone is doing, or hear someone's speech. So far, there is no other alternative to television for watching an event as it is actually happened. Okay. Now, critical understanding of the information received through mass media. Any information received through mass media needs to be reviewed critically. Means it may be biased, so you have to while reviewing, you have to revive it very critically. The news or information in the media may not always represent the truth. That's what I said, it may be biased. What comes on the television may not always be truth. It may be the version of that particular reporter. Okay. We need to scan it very carefully. Therefore, we see so many WhatsApp videos and whether and it comes viral videos going on, and then it has been found that that was a fake video. Okay. There is a very famous event. Here they have given one event. There is a very famous event of an unauthentic information appearing in print in Germany. Okay. That information was printed in the newspaper, but it later turned out to be not authentic, a false thing. Okay. Stern, the name of the weekly magazine is Stern. Stern is a German weekly magazine. It had purchased a number of so-called handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. Okay, it had purchased handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. Someone sold to this magazine diaries of Adolf Hitler, and it said that these were handwritten diaries of Adolf Hitler. And this magazine sold them to various publication companies. The diaries were verified for their authenticity, and subsequently the news appeared in the print. However, later those diaries were proved to be forged. Okay, they were not authentic, they were forged diaries. So it becomes apparent from this example that we need to be very careful about the information published by the media. You have to be very critical. Now, what professional opportunities you can get in through mass media? See, newspapers have to fulfill the task of providing fresh news to its readers. What is the work of the responsibility of the newspaper? To provide the readers fresh information. It is also necessary to unfold the background of an event in the news. Means while covering that event in that news, they have to also tell the history, the background of that event. At such times, newspapers have to resort to history. They have to know about the history of that event. While reporting news in details, reporters try to compare it with parallel events which happened in the past. The past event may be printed in a separate frame in the newspaper. Okay. Thus, the reader gets access to additional information, and he can get better insights about the current events. Okay. So newspapers print columns about historical information appearing under headings such as 50 years ago. You see such columns in the newspaper there. Today, 50 years ago. Today, 100 years ago. Okay. Such columns are based on historical documents or written history. These columns provide historical information about economic, social, political events in the past that have historical significance, that had happened on that particular day. Okay? Newspapers occasionally publish supplements to the regular edition. You see, every day, nowadays you find supplements, every day different types of supplements. There is a supplement for music, supplement of a particular area, supplement of sports, supplement of food, supplement for women. Okay? For example, World War I commenced in 1914. You know, the First World War in 1914. Year 2014 marked the 100th year of that war. In order to be able to publish a newspaper supplement or a special issue to commemorate the occasion, one needs to revive its history. So you have to go back 50 years back or 100 years back and revive the history. Then only you can print it. In 2017, 75 years were completed after the announcement of Quit India movement. On such occasions, newspapers highlight the event through various articles, editorials, columns, like what happened in history on this day, and then they write a small article on it. Okay, so for that they have to revive the history of the day. The knowledge of history thus is very essential for writing such columns. History is also essential in planning radio programs. For example, Akashvani has preserved recordings of all the speeches delivered each year by the Prime Ministers of India on 15th of August. So you have the speeches which have been preserved by Akashvani. Every year, whoever is the Prime Minister, he addresses the people of the country, of the nation. Okay. So Akashvani invites historians as experts for discussion on various occasions, such as the anniversaries of birth or death of national leaders, anniversaries of historical events, lectures on the contribution of various national leaders need to be supported by historical information. So history is very, very necessary. Okay. Programs like On This Day in History are also an integral part of the daily programs of Akashvani. So there is a lot of scope for those who study history in mass media. Television channels also telecast programs based on history. Doordarshan and other television channels help in creating interest in history among people through their historical shows and serials. So many historical shows and serials coming on the TV and people watching them. Okay, with like Maharaj Shiva Chhatrapati, Chhawa, so many things on Jizabai, then on Mahaji Shinde, on Razia Sultan. Okay, the mythological and historical serials like the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bharat Ek Khoj, and Raja Shiva Chhatrapati attracted a very, very large audience. While producing this type of programs, maintaining accuracy with regard to the presentation of the environment, accuracy of the outfits that the people would be wearing at that time, weaponry, lifestyle of people, lingual expressions, etc. is very essential. Okay, you can't speak in a serial of Mahabharata or Rajasthan the way we speak today, or in Shiva Chhatrapati, serial Shiva Chhatrapati, the Marathi is quite different from the Marathi spoken today. So you have to use that particular language which was spoken at that time. So that is expressions, lingual expressions, very necessary. One needs to have a deep understanding of history of the concerned period for that. So the students of history have an important role to play in the serials. Currently, channels like Discovery, National Geography, History, etc. have opened a rich treasure of global history for the audience. It has enabled people to view the historical and geographical wonders at home. To make such programs more entertaining, some parts of the serial are actually enacted by actors, such as the characters of heroic men and women, sportsmen, army chiefs, etc. Besides this, serials about ancient monuments, forts, histories of empires, and also the history of culinary arts are watched by a large number of people with great interest. Chandragupta Maurya, the serial, Samrat Ashoka, people watching, many people like to watch the serial. People with deep knowledge of history in the respective field are sought out in all the fields mentioned above. So, history plays a very important part. The students of history have to play a role in this producing the serials. Okay. Now, you'll find this interesting. Bharat Ek Khoj, a serial telecasted by Doordarshan, has a special place in the history of Indian television serial. It was based on Bharat Ek Khoj was based on Discovery of India, a book written by our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. It was directed by Shyam Benegal, the famous director. The serial presented the history of India from the ancient to the modern period, throwing light on the social, cultural and political history of respective periods. It effectively portrayed many aspects of Indian history like the Harappan civilization, the Vedic history, interpretation of Ramayana and the Mahabharata, the Mauryan period, the Turk-Afghan invasions, Mughal period and the contributions of Mughal Empire, the Bhakti movement, the role of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, movements of social reform and Indian struggle for independence, etc. All this was taken care in this serial Bharat Ek Khoj, which was based on Pandit Nehru's book Discovery of India. Roshan Seth, the actor who played Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's role, who acted as Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in the serial, also appeared as a narrator, introducing and explaining various parts of the story by dramatizing them, using folklore and informative speeches. The serial was admired in all parts of India because of the comprehensive historical perspective of Pandit Nehru and its equally comprehensive visual presentation. Okay, hence our first Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru has studied the history of India long back from the Harappan civilization till in detail. So he was knowing India, the history of India in detail, and the same was been covered by Shyam Benegal in a documentary, in a video documentary. That's why people liked it. People wanted to know. Without reading the book, people could watch and know this history. That's why this particular serial, Bharat Ek Khoj, is a milestone in Indian television serials. Okay, and with this we end our chapter. Okay, but before that, once again, mass media and history, the chapter we hand over here. Again, I remind you, please, those who have not yet subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon and register yourself with Galaxy Tutorials. Register, take your study pack and start studying at home. Okay? Thank you.